Hello crafty friends, welcome to another October daily, and this is the 6x8 layout for day 8, and I wanted to show you a full page layout because this can be just reused for an 8.5 by 11 or any other size layout like a traveler's notebook. This would work also. So here I showed you in the very beginning of this video the package of the Momenta stamps. I'm taking the pumpkin from that stamp set from my last Tuesday morning haul and stamping it in 2 different colors of chalk ink. So this is Rusty Hinge or Rusty Keys and Fall Leaf. I just thought it'd be nice if there were 2 different colors of orange on this because I'm making my own pattern paper. Couldn't really find a pattern paper with pumpkins on it. And this layout is about pumpkin spice everything, all the pumpkin drinks. So I wanted to, of course, have pumpkin pattern paper. So I'll just make my own. I'm tilting the stamp at different angles to get kind of an organic pattern paper look, making sure to go off the edge with the stamps that are towards the edge of the paper. And this is just a small strip because this is a smaller 6x8 layout. So you'll see that where I have the open space, once I get the larger stamped pieces, I'll go back and wherever I have open space, I'll make sure to stamp a little bit there. And this is 1, 2, 3 times I tried to stamp this, and for some reason I didn't get enough ink on the stem of the pumpkin, so 3rd time's the charm there. Finally got it. And now that I have my pattern paper, I can move on with the layout. I'm going to show you cutting up my photos. I print 2 3x4s to a 4x6 with my Canon home printer. This is the pumpkin spice. It's like a Halloween episode. Is she going to chop her thumb? No. And so I didn't. So there I'm showing you the left side of this October daily, the pockets, because I want you to see that there's a lot of white space. I've got a lot of white space on that photo of Peanut, and then there's also a lot of white space in the journaling card I'm going to cut from the Scrap Gals podcast subscriber content. So this is a printable from them, their bonus content they give for free to subscribers. So I'll give a link in the description box below if you want to subscribe for that. It's a whole month of content. Every week they give podcasts and bonus content, and it's just if you're any kind of crafter, they're just really, one of their taglines is encouraging crafters around the world. So here you can see there's a pumpkin on that card that I cut out from them, and that's why I wanted to include make my own pumpkin pattern paper here. So I'm kind of seeing how this looks. I like that there's a lot of white space on that card on the top left, just so that this 6x8 layout on the right can be a little bit busier and it's not going to feel too overwhelming. So I just moved the 6x8 layout off so I can work on that for this process. And what I'm doing is I took this Jen Hadfield 12x12 paper from the Warm and Cozy line, and I'm simply going to tear a strip. So I've, like in grade school, fold it back and forth and then tear. So that's the strip with the leaves is the strip that I'm going to use here. And I'm simply going to tear. I like the tearing edge because I kind of wanted that texture. Since I'm not going to have room to create a lot of texture with other techniques, I thought the tearing on the paper would add some texture for this smaller page. So see, I'm folding that up and using my nail to kind of crease that line and then tear it. And you'll notice that I kind of tore it a little bit longer than the page because I have this idea that I want to fold this up and create some pleats to also create more texture on the page without a lot of bulk. So all I'm doing is folding up a couple little areas there, folding and creasing to create, like I said, those paper pleats on this pattern paper here. And I like that there's the different colors of orange. Maybe that's subconsciously why I wanted to stamp a couple different colors of orange in the pumpkins. So now you can kind of see how the circular element of the lid I'm going to want to repeat on this page because there's a lot of strong straight lines. I'm opening this pack of wood veneer from last year's fall release from Colorcast Designs. I just love her wood veneer because it's super thin and it comes with adhesive on the back already for you. So all you got to do is peel and stick. So I'm going to use 3. I'm going to use 2 pumpkins and a leaf. So I have an odd number there. I took that pumpkin spice label from the fall Farmhouse from Simple Stories line. They have a sticker tablet. Now I'm using a teeny tiny acrylic block and a Vicky Bouton spray bottle here. I'm just spraying on some packaging and picking up that color, the Spice Marmalade from Distress Ink. And I want this tiny acrylic block because I don't want the mixed media to take over the page. I just want a couple small areas to kind of give that splash effect here. And I know this. Move the photo, Leanne. You guys are probably saying, why are you doing this with the photo? There I go, move it off to the side. Okay, so you can add some more concentrated areas of color by oops. And I'll show you what to do if you get an oopsie there like that, where the acrylic block, I went straight from the ink pad. I got excited, went straight from the ink pad to the paper. So just take your Vicky Bouton water brush. You're going to let some water sit on there and then pick it up so it's less of a square. You can still see it, but we can always cover that up. There's always a workaround, right? There's that sticker tablet that I got the pumpkin spice from. I'm just making sure that that sticker label is straight. So here I'll decide if I want, I'm going to leave the mixed media there because I'll decide if I need to add more once I add some more elements. So I'm looking for a label there. Off camera I have a pile of labels that I've already stamped for this project in the colors that coordinate. So this is the Warm and Cozy 6x6 paper pad. I'm going to I'm going to punch 2 different sizes of circles. I believe it's a 3/4 and a 1 inch. So maybe a 1 inch and 3/4 inch, so 2 different sizes. Of course you can use whatever sizes you have. So there I'm going to take the photo, and I like this plaid because it has the orange and red and the colors that I want to kind of highlight. And I didn't want too much strong color, so I'm just going to barely let it peek out from around the edge of the photo. I'm going to tear the bottom just to give it once again more texture. Sorry, I'm off camera here. I zoomed in to do, and the 6x layout is obviously smaller than a 12x12, so a little bit of this will be off camera. So there you can see how I have the layers. I've got the vertical element of the text paper with the leaves. I've got a horizontal element with the pumpkin stamped pattern paper I created. Here's a sweater pattern from once again the 6x6 paper pad, the Warm and Cozy line from Jen Hadfield. So I like that because it gives another texture and another layer. So I'll have 3 or 4 layers of pattern paper under that photo. I'm once again tearing the top because I like that texture here. And I'm going to layer that underneath. So once I figure out how I want to kind of combine all these different patterns and layers, and I need to move it off to the left there so that the sweater paper doesn't end right where the text paper in the background is. So once I get my elements here, then I can start moving around. You notice I haven't adhered anything down yet. At this point I want to move everything around to make sure I like where everything's going. I'm going to try out a couple different washi tapes from the Simple Stories Fall Farmhouse. And I think I just like the branding strip there. Now I want some more texture, so I'm grabbing this crochet trim and I'll just cut it to kind of underline that photo and bring some of the white from the background up to the front. I'll move around that pumpkin wood veneer. And once I find out where I want everything, I'll start adhering it. And you'll notice that I did cover up, that I ended up covering up that square kind of boo-boo. So here I'm going to go with an orange label. I like the smaller label just so it doesn't take up so much of the page there. I feel like I needed a little more white space. This is a word strip from also the Fall Farmhouse sticker tablet from Simple Stories. Just moving, getting everything where I want it. I also punched a circle from that sweater paper, and that's underneath the pumpkin wood veneer on the bottom left. And I'm just punching small amounts of the darker wood grain and the darker fall leaf pattern. And here are the word strips that I printed from the subscriber bonus content from the Scrap Gals podcast. And I printed this on clear sticker paper, the Avery number 8665. Just gonna trim out this one. It says treat yourself. And where do I want to put that? I like having labels when you have circular elements. I like to add the labels for a horizontal element. Now all I need to do is stamp the date, October 8th. So I'm going to stamp it at the top of that label, and then I'm going to handwrite my journaling. And we're pretty much almost done with this. I'm using an archival pen that's waterproof, and this is an inkline pen from King Art. I also got this in my last Tuesday morning haul. I believe this is a .01, so I like to use a fine tip pen when I'm writing in this small of a space here. I just have 2 lines of journaling that I tried out the pumpkin cream cold brew and love it. So I wanted to document that for day 8, small things I'm thankful for in this October daily album. Now I'm going to peel off that adhesive that Colorcast Designs includes on her wood veneer, and I'm going to peel off the adhesive on the stickers and start sticking everything down. Let me know if you guys are also creating an October daily or a 30 Days of Thankful with Kathy Zielski. I like that there's a lot of people who are including gratitude in their albums, and you're wondering, what is she doing? Well, I forgot to run this through my Mink machine to flatten it, so I just use my Pebbles iron. It's a ribbon iron, but I use it to flatten my page. So now my page is completely flat where I did that mixed media. And I just have to adhere the label here and put everything back. Thanks for joining me. I'd love it if you'd like and subscribe. I'm really grateful you guys spend your time on my channel, and have a great and thankful day. Bye.